This monorail will be departing momentarily. Thank you.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your safety, please remain behind the yellow line on the platform or behind the gates once you disembark the monorail.
But if it doesn't open up by 12. Folks, we've got movement in Frontierland. We are looking at Big Thunder Mountain on the railroad. Folks, we are excited about Big Thunder getting started again here. I think the next couple months, we've got some really good stuff to look forward to over at Disney World for sure. Between May the 4th coming up and all these announcements coming up, and we're going to talk a little bit about them. We're also going to do a deep dive on Tuesday's podcast on living in Living in Diz and Park Bros. We're going to do a deep dive into the changes coming up at Hollywood Studios, so make sure to tune in for that. That should be a good episode. We're gonna talk all about Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets. We're going to talk about Animation Courtyard happening over there as well. We're going to do a little sneak peek tonight into that, but we will. We're going to jump into some news here. But we're going to start differently. We're going to start at Disneyland with this announcement. So, Han Solo and Chewie in Galaxy's Edge, April 29th. I believe this is a return. APP is here. You can let me know. I believe they are coming back to Galaxy's Edge. You can correct me on that. So that's going to be very exciting. Of course, we have Chewie in Disney World's Galaxy's Edge, but not Han Solo. And Han's last name is Solo, but apparently he's not going to be Solo. All right, so what do we all think of that? That's some very cool meet and greets coming to... are they meet and greets? Are they walk-around characters? Folks that know can tell me. I'm a little jealous. I know that in Disneyland, they do break the timeline, so I get why they get them. But... that's the first time in Galaxy's Edge for both of them. Okay. All right. Very cool. So, Amusement Park Pirates, who's a Disney Network streamer in Disneyland, is letting us know that Leia and Han appeared in Tomorrowland during Star Wars Night, but this is the first time in Galaxy's Edge. So very, very cool. I'm excited to see that for sure. Walk around characters. All right. Wilson's in the world. Hello. Welcome, welcome. As you see, we have a new ticker on the bottom. News in that source provided by Chip & Co. So we thank them for that. And speaking of news, let's get to our news here. So Disney packages, Walt Disney World packages, available this morning, going through October 2027. So if you're looking to book a trip, you can jump on that. If you're looking for next summer or something like that, you can jump on and start booking your trip now. Now, some of you may wait and say, yeah, but they always release discounts this time of the year. So for example, there are some really good discounts going on for summer and fall right now, especially summer, where it's been announced as Cool Kids Summer. So there's been a lot of announcements for discounts, free dining, the free water park with your check-in resort day. Several others, right? You have the tickets starting at $109 a day. So I get why people might be hesitant. However, Disney World has always been the type of travel company that says if you book with us or through your travel agent and the prices go down after you book, we will refund you the difference. So there's no reason to not do that. The other thing is that when you book a package, you can start paying it off little by little, which certainly helps when you're trying to budget. So no reason not to jump on that. They did also today announce a new deluxe dining plan option. This will be a lot of food, honestly. It's a lot of food. So this is 2 table service meals per day, or 2 table service credits per day, 1 quick service meal, 1 snack or non-alcoholic drink, and that's for every night of your stay in a Disney resort. You also get 1 refillable mug for your entire stay. These plans will be available for stays January 1st, 2027, going forward. Now, I say that it's a lot of food because it's a lot of food. You think about 2 table service meals, you're talking about 2 sit-down dinners or 2 sit-down meals per day and a quick service. So what are you doing? Quick service for breakfast? Or maybe you might do it the other way. Maybe you do a table service for breakfast, quick serve for lunch, and then a sit-down dinner. That's more food than I typically, me personally, I don't really eat. But I don't think this is going to be the norm for people. I don't think this is one that a lot of people are going to go for. But it's out there. They've released it. So let's compare, right? What we have. So you have quick service dining plan. That's 2 quick service per day, 1 snack, 1 mug. You have the table service plan, which is 1 table service per day, plus 1 quick serve per day, a snack and a mug. Or you have this new plan, which is 2 table service per day, 1 quick serve, 1 snack. So if you like the dining plans, you have a third option. That's all I'm saying. Surf Bum, good to see you. Paige C, hello. Welcome in. Paige C says, I didn't even eat that much on my last trip. Yeah, it's a lot of food. It's a lot of food. All right, the big announcement, folks. Big announcement today was Rock and Roller Coaster. Disney put this out. It wasn't even 9 o'clock yet. I hadn't even taken Finley to school So this might have been about 8:10 this morning. And they dropped the set list. And we knew that when they dropped the set list, they were also going to drop the opening date. So the opening date is May 26th for Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets. Was very excited to get an opening date in May. I'm going to tell you now, May 26th is going to be big. With the entire month, it's just going to be crazy. Absolutely crazy over there. So if you are a local, right, like a lot of our streamer friends are, you better take advantage of the slow month that you're going to have here the rest of April, because you have May 4th. You got you got May 3rd, Big Thunder opening. You have May 4th. And then it runs the rest of the month all the way through May 26th. You have May 26th, you have Soarin' Across America opening up. So, again, there's a lot of stuff happening in Disney World for the month of May. So be prepared is all I'm saying. So they had released song 2 by the Electric Mayhem was going to be was the first song that they announced. Then they announced Born to Be Wild. And then today we hear Love Roller Coaster. That's going to feature Jennifer Hudson and Questlove, who you may know from The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon and The Roots. Oops. And then, what am I doing there? Sorry. And then you also have Rock Rock Till You Drop with Def Leppard. And you have Walking on Sunshine, which was going to feature Kelly Clarkson. So you've got some good songs. If you think back to the Muppet Show, especially this new one where you had Rizzo doing Blinding Lights, which was really, really good. I think you have some good songs in here for the Muppets to be doing. I mean, you think about song 2 where it goes, woohoo! That better happen right at the launch, right? How does that not line up perfectly with the launch of that coaster? So hopefully that's what happens. We will see. I believe it is also going to be random. Purple Pleasure, hello. Good to see you. I think it's going to be random, similar to what we get on Guardians. I think that adds to the excitement of what song are we going to get, the anticipation of, will I get my 5th song that I've needed, blah, blah, blah. They've also hinted that there'll be that final video at the end, which will probably be Can You Picture That? That's probably where they're, as they're getting to the concert, because that's the whole idea, is that you're getting to the concert. And I just wanted to look up a little bit of the story for Muppets, because I don't want to give it all away, because like I said, we're going to do a deep dive into the whole ride and all the updates coming up Tuesday on the podcast, on the Diz Pod. But I'll give you a little sneak peek. So you are going to ride a limo. LIMO. That stands for Lengthy Immediate Motion Object, created by the Muppets in order to help you get to the concert. So there's a whole story behind this, which is going to be very cool. I think that it's, at first I was a little hesitant about how the Muppets fit into Rock and Roller Coaster. But I think now, after seeing it, I'm certainly excited. Whoa, we've got Purple Pleasure with a $9.99 super chat. Thank you. She says, "Oh, Rock With You" by MJ. That's funny because I'm looking at another screen and it just had an advertisement for MJ the musical. So thank you very much for that. Definitely appreciate that here. Dianca, good to see you. Thank you for joining. So yeah, we're excited. We're going to do a deep dive coming up on Tuesday to talk all about the update there for Muppets. They also announced Asteria, or they didn't announce it. We've known about this for a while, but they announced some new updates to it. Now, if you don't know, Asteria is a story living by Disney community. So this is going to be a community of new homes built by different builders in the area. The first community is in California. I was trying to look on where. Rancho Mirage, California. The second community is going to be not too far from here. It's going to be in Pittsburgh, North Carolina, which is on the other side of Raleigh, kind of near the Chapel Hill area. And this is going to start in 2027. And so they've given us a little bit of a little bit more information about it. And let me just pull up some information here. So here's a couple artist rendering of it. This is the Lost Key Cottage. This is inspired by the world of Peter Pan. The storybook-inspired bespoke home will invite club members to explore, dream, rediscover the joy of being a child. Every corner of the 5-bedroom home will be filled with whimsical detail from the film, giving residents an opportunity to step into the story like never before. Lost Key Cottage will be available to club members and their guests to host events and spend the night. So that'll be kind of cool. So it's basically a rental. So if you live there, you can rent it out, I guess, during the day for events. And then people can also stay there. So very, very different amenity for a community for sure. Then you have the hall there. Now this one, just lost my place. So this one is the club. This is the amenity center, if you will. So this club's 2-story signature restaurant will celebrate craftsmanship with indoor and outdoor seating options. The perfect place to cheer on the home team during the season. The market hall will also include dartboards, ping pong tables, and tabletop shuffleboard. So very cool there. And then you also have Astor Green, which obviously is going to be an open area and more of the outdoor amenities. So I'm excited to see this. I will certainly be keeping an eye on this as it continues to come along. Hope to do some tours from there as well, certainly for all of you, because it is Disney. It is also new home sales, which is what I do for a living. So it's kind of the best of both worlds for my 2 channels. So speaking of construction, we have from BioConstruct, you've got some overhead shots here of the animation courtyard. So this is the entrance. So this is where the old arch used to be. And so this is the entrance there. So it's going to be very open. Obviously, this is much lower than the arch. So it should give that whole area much bigger, much more wide open feel to it. And you also have the Sorcerer's Hat, which went into place recently. So you definitely want to be able to see that. And so having that arch there would have gotten in the way. So here you see this is on top of the old launch bay, looking back towards the junior dance party, and the entrance is on the top right of your screen. More work there in the entrance. And there you see launch bay. Now this was taken before the hat went into place. But you see that you do have the trees there. I believe that these trees were transplanted from Tom Sawyer Island, if I heard that correctly. And on the top of your screen, that's where the Little Mermaid building is. So, as I mentioned, you also have Soarin' Around the World ending on May 13th, closing for 13 days while they do a little bit of a refresh. They're not going to, it's essentially just a projection screen. Maybe they clean up the screens. Maybe they have to replace some screens. Maybe they're just doing some work to, some typical maintenance to the actual ride mechanisms and all that. So it'll be closed from May 13th, and then Soarin' Across America opens on May 26th in Epcot, and then later on July 2nd is when you get it in Disneyland. So excited to see where we are flying over in Soarin' Across America. Grand Canyon, Niagara Falls, maybe some of the bigger cities, maybe the plains of Iowa, so it should be exciting. And do you end in Florida like you do with Soarin' Around the World? Do you end going down Main Street of Disneyland? That would be pretty cool. So we'll see. You also have pop-up stores coming to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and the Garden State Plaza in Paramus, New Jersey. Now, these Disney stores, there were a lot of news outlets talking about this and saying that Disney stores are back, blah, blah. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. These are pop-up Disney stores. As a 28-year veteran, I think, of retail, I can tell you retail landscape is very different than what it was prior to February of 2020, and certainly different than it was in 2000. So no, you're not getting full Disney stores opening again, and you're getting 2 stores, number one. So if you're in the Pittsburgh area, or if you're in the greater New York City area, Paramus and that area, take a look. Should be a lot of fun. They will open, the Pittsburgh one opens May 23rd, and the New Jersey one will open in the fall, and they will stay open, expected to stay open through the remainder of the holiday season. So I'm going to assume they're going to close right after the first of the year. Now, if this does well, and this little venture does well, will you see more pop-up locations? Absolutely. No question. But you are not going to get that similar feel to what we knew back in the 2000s and the 90s. It's just, that's the landscape of real estate right now. It's just not, we're just not there. Another big announcement that came out, Star Wars Celebration, that's going to be heading to Hollywood. That is going to be April 1st through April 4th, 2027. Corey has already reached out to me about it and talked a little bit about it. So he's going to be certainly excited. Hey, Mike Beechman, good to see you. So April 1st through April 4th, 2027 is when that will be happening. And tickets go on sale May 6th. That's what I knew. May 6th had a date. There was something about May 6th. That's what it is. And you got a lot of stuff happening in May. And some people might say, well, why didn't they do it May the 4th? Because, people are going to be celebrating May the 4th day. They don't want to have to be on their phones trying to get, tickets. So I think it makes sense that they waited until the 6th to do the tickets for Star Wars Celebration, because listen, the event isn't even until next April, so they've got time. Certainly have time. So that's it. APP, if you're still in chat, sorry, you can no longer take your cell phone on rides. And apparently Stanley tumblers. For some reason, only Stanley brand is banned. Corksicle, I guess, is still fine. Ozark, I guess that's still fine. You know, just Stanley tumblers and cell phones are banned. So what do you think? Did you guys enjoy seeing Disneyland? Because apparently you're never going to see it on a cell phone again. Folks, this is not true. This is highly exaggerated. We'll put it that way. Murray, good to see you. So yes, there are some rides that you cannot take your cell phone and have your cell phone out filming it. There are some rides that you can't just hold your Stanley tumbler anymore. And APP, if you're here, you can tell us which ones they are. Oh, there you go. He says in Cretacoaster, that's where the phone and tumblers are banned. So we're talking about one ride. Now, I know Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway over there, they did ban having, and banned is also like, why are we using that word? Like, it's just, I don't know. I mean, I know it means the same thing as not allowed, but you know, it's like a fluff. You know, it's clickbait. That's all that this is. So please be careful when you see things. I do have people that reach out to me, funny enough, on Instagram, and they're like, "Hey, is this real? Hey, is that real? Hey, is it?" You know, and I don't mind, because I can, you know, just correct them and say, "Okay, well, where did you hear it?" "Oh, I heard it was on Mousetrap News." Well, no, Mousetrap News is meant to be satire. It's meant to be jokes. So that's okay. And I get that people, you know, get taken by that. But this website, and many others that we've talked about on this show, are portraying themselves as actual Disney news sites. And I was talking to Nick from Ear to There Travel earlier, and he was saying how, you know, they started out good. They started out as a Disney news site, and they did well. They did well for the community. And he's 100% right. I think back to Inside the Magic, who started out as the source to go to, and they have just fallen into this clickbait trap. They have 1 million followers, and they just use that number to just get clicks, and that's how they make their money. That is not what the DSN will ever be. I can tell you right now, it will never be that way. As long as I'm involved with the Disney Streamer Network, we are going to give you the actual news. And we're going to call out these other sites, not to, you know, not to put them down, but I want, the DSN has to fight against this fake news, this clickbait nonsense that continues to happen out there in social media. Sierra and I were talking about how, you know, it's just emotional clicking at this point, and that's they get their news delivered this way. They see it there because they're doom scrolling, as it's called. They see it. Oh, that's it. That's the rule. And I even saw some comments in this post talk about, well, that's good because there'll be no more Disney streamers because they ruin everything. Do they? Do they ruin everything? Or is it a handful of streamers that don't know how to be a good guest? Because at the end of the day, whether you have a camera in your hand or not, whether you have a gimbal in your hand or not, you're there as a guest of Disney World, Disneyland, or Disney International Parks, wherever you're at. And you have to be a good guest. I think back to, and it still happens, but it's rare. But I think back to being a kid and going there and finding it, because I was from New York, and finding it so odd that people would just walk up to other strangers and compliment them. Hey, I like your ears. Where do you hear that? Only in Disney. But people strike up conversations with people in the line. You're standing in line for 45 minutes. And this is before you had cell phones, before you could play heads up with your family. And you would see somebody, you just have a conversation, or they would overhear you and they would join your conversation. That's how it used to be. And so, you know, we if we can get back to that and being good guest, whether you're a streamer or not, I think that's what needs to happen. So be respectful. I think we've talked about it in the Disney Streamer Network about being respectful and delivering the content for your audience for sure, but also remembering that there are people to your left, to your right, in front of you, behind you in line. And if you say one thing wrong, it's going to get blown out of proportion. I'll give you an example. So last night, I was watching a new streamer, fairly new streamer, Steph Wanders Disney. And she was getting on Guardians. She did the late night after hours. And she was getting on Guardians. And she actually got row 9, which if anybody knows, row 9, that's the one. We call it the back front because there's 10 rows. But if you get row 9, it's the front of that car of the train. So you have 9 in front of you and then 10 is behind you. But when you launch, since you reverse and you launch backwards, you end up being in the front. So it's very, very cool to be in row 9. So she just got placed in row 9. So she was like, great. Well, then there was a guy that was getting on next to her because she's a single rider. And he just had a fit because she had a camera and she was streaming and he did not want to be involved. And she said very politely, well, I'm live, but my camera's here. Nobody's going to hear you. I don't talk during the ride and I have no reason to show you on camera. And he just wouldn't go for it. So the cast members took care of it. They were absolutely superb. They asked her to move to another seat, which she totally obliged, and she went to row 5. And she went on with her night. That's how you have to handle that. I was streaming in the parks recently with Catherine and Finley, and we went into Star Tours, and in Star Tours, they told me that I couldn't film it. They actually used the word film, which I thought was funny. So he said I couldn't film it. So I was like, oh, are you sure? He was like, yes, cannot film in here. Okay. So, we had already waited. It wasn't a long wait. It was Star Tours. But I let the girls go and I went into the store. And then sure enough, Catherine asked one of the leaders and they did allow us to, they said, no, you can ride, you can film. And they put the 3 of us back on. So the girls got to do it twice. But again, I just didn't argue, walked away. I didn't worry about, well, all 50 of my other friends in the network do it. I see other streamers that aren't in the network do it, blah, blah, blah. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not the right thing to do. So I just let it go. And that's what we got to do. Steph handled it great. I think she did an amazing job last night. So glad to see that. But, we get, as streamers, we get put in a very negative light because of certain people, and a lot of the people that we get put into a negative light with aren't even Disney streamers. They show up to Disney, and so then they become Disney streamers, but they've been to the park once. They're there for clicks. They're there to start trouble. They get banned. It becomes this whole thing. The community then rallies around them and supports them because they got banned. Oh, poor you. And, monetarily supports them and all that. And, these guys are worth $500,000 at the age of whatever, 22 or who knows, who cares. But in the meantime, they're affecting all of us that do Disney live streams in the parks and at home for a living. So I have an issue with that. And that's a reason that I need to continue to separate us from what people call the influencers. We're going to talk about that another time. I think I'll go off the rails on that topic. So anyway, let's talk about our friends in the network. Of course, you have Resort TV One at 214,000 subscribers. Tuesday night, he had some heck of a night. All of a sudden, he had 5,000 people watching. It was crazy. He couldn't figure out what was going on. His mods couldn't figure it out. I was in this chat trying to figure it out. We have no idea what was going on. But all of a sudden, he had 5,000 people watching. So that was pretty cool. Park Pass TV, they do a great job. 75,000. You've got Barry Place or Pete McDevitt at 54. Barry Place at 53. Ear to Ear Magic daily out there in the parks. He did the Run Disney sales event, I think it was, or some sort of Run Disney event today. Living in Diz was out in the parks last night. He's got 19.5. Of course, you got Theme Park Giant at 14.7. He's out there every day, Monday through Friday. And this week, folks, do not miss this. This Saturday, he will be streaming from Magic Kingdom, 8-hour stream. Normally he does about 6 hours. This one's going to be 8 hours. And what ride is he doing? He is doing People Mover. And then he's going to do People Mover. And then he's going to do People Mover some more. He's doing an 8-hour stream of People Mover to raise money for the Pancreatic Cancer Society. So if you can support him in that effort, please do. If you can watch to give him the watch time to help support that effort, please do. If you can donate to the charity, please do. He's doing great work. He lost his mom to cancer some years ago, and so since then he's always raised money for that charity. So since he has a channel, and he's got a very successful channel, he plans on doing that this Saturday. So make sure to tune in for that. Adventures by Carney, Heist Piano, our channel here, Park Bros at 10.1. We're actually at our largest number ever as of the start of the show. We're at 10,123 subscribers. So that's the highest number we've ever had. I thank you to all of you that watch. Thank you to all of you that subscribe and support the channel in any way that you do. It really means the world to us here. Disney with Sean show daily at 7 o'clock with his walks. Doing a great job out there. 9.87. Donnieland, one of the newest members of the network. Score Jason. Robola. Cruise and Theme Park Guide. Sierra out there with 4.7. I'm actually, when we end here in a few minutes, I'm going to send you over to her. She's out in Epcot tonight. So you can join her for some festivities out there. She'll be doing Luminous and doing a couple rides. Wait times are really low right now, so she walked on to Spaceship Earth right before I started the show. Scooter Adventures out there. Victor Naraki as well. Magic Adventures, they're also live in Epcot as well. 2.3K. A Bouncing Journey does a great job. She also works with Chip and Co. and she's on Pete's show every week doing a great job with the merch that she does there. Christy PH Disney, who we see a lot of times in here, great supporter. She's out there in Disneyland. David T, out there in the middle of the country, doing some great work, getting to the parks when he can. Murray's Adventure, who's in here, he's up to 660. And right behind Murray's Adventures, as I flip this next page, we talked about her a few minutes ago, Steph Wanders Disney, our newest channel in the network. Very excited for her to join us. I think she does a great job, and very excited that Steph has chosen to join the Disney Streamer Network for sure. So she's out there with 641 subscribers. Grand and Miraculous at 545. Tonio Tower at 441. The 927, they're on tonight. Probably just started a few minutes ago with 278. And Wilson's in the World, who is in here, they've got 22 subscribers, and they haven't even gone live yet. So wait until they get into the park. They're going to blow up for sure. There he is, Theme Park Giant. We were just talking about you and your charity stream on Saturday, hoping to get as many people over there for you as we can. For sure, that's a great charitable event that you've got going on over there. So excited to see that happen. Of course, we're on all the socials that we can be. I tried signing up for MySpace, but they wouldn't let me. Facebook at 292 followers there, 169 on Instagram, 109, that's wrong, it's 119 for YouTube, 79 on TikTok, and 44 on Threads. So be sure to follow us wherever you are. Facebook is the most, Facebook and Instagram are the easiest for me to post to, so they tend to get more love than the others. Oh, Wilson's in the World has 10 more days to go. Very cool. Glad to see you out there. That's going to be fun. I will be watching for sure, and I know that you'll get plenty of support here on the network. For sure. Remember, if you're watching a Disney streamer network channel, try to watch on the DSN, dsn.disneystreams.com, the multi-view, where you can help support multiple streamers at one time. Even if you go large screen, full screen on one of the channels so that you can see them. I don't know why that just changed on me. That's odd. Even if you go full screen on one of them and the others are just playing in the background. So, for example, here you see you have obviously our shows. You have the 927, as I mentioned. You have Park Pass TV, who just started. Disney Magic and Mayhem, Rich doing a drawing show, and Sierra, who's over at Epcot. So I could click play on each of these. I'm not going to because my computer would have an absolute fit. But you could hit play on each of these, give every one of the streamers watch time, and be able to support them all. Of course, you also have the wait times down on the bottom. Thanks to David Pyle for everything that he does for this network. Steph's joined the journey. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Hope you and Paul are doing well. Oh, and then APP has the chalk walk as well. Yeah, a lot of good stuff happening there. This is what we do, folks. This is these good folks right here that are streaming in the network, helping the community. I love to see it. Love to see it. All right, folks. So as I said, I'm going to send you over to Sierra, who is live in Epcot right now, having a great time out there. So go and join her. Again, we're going to do a deep dive Tuesday night on the podcast at 6:30, talking about all the changes coming up to Hollywood Studios. And we're going to have some fun. Make sure to watch all of our friends, as I mentioned, on the DSN. We're now up to 51 channels and growing. Still got more feelers out there to see who else wants to join the network. So if you know of any streamer that is not in the Disney Streamer Network and you think that they should be, have them email me, disneystreamernetwork@gmail.com, and let's get them to join. It's a great group of people, and I'm really glad to be part of it. All right, folks, thanks for watching. If you haven't hit the like button, please do on the way out. Feel free to leave a comment. If you're watching the replay and you've made it this far, thank you. Because we know, a lot of times people watch replays. They don't watch, you watch a live stream replay, you don't watch all the way through. But if you have, I appreciate you for any of the watch time that you give us to support us here. All right, folks, it's been a great evening. Thank you for joining. We will see you as soon as I find the closing of the show. There it is. Okay. We'll see you next time, folks. Bye-bye.
This monorail will be departing momentarily. Thank you.